Did you read that title? Issues of Governance? Oh, social studies. What's the point? It's not like this stuff has anything to do with the real world. Really? Hmm. Are there laws you don't like? Say the laws that you have to be 16 to drive a car or 18 to purchase an alcoholic drink in a restaurant? Have you ever been to the hospital? How much did that cost you? Have you ever thought about what the cost of the things you buy really is, not just the price? And what does that mean? What about your neighborhood? Can you see a change in the number of different ethnic groups moving in? And what are your opinions about this? These are all very complex ideas, and for you to have an informed opinion, you need to be informed. This is what social studies does. It informs you about the world around you so that you can be the best citizen, the best Canadian you can be, which makes our whole world a better place. So what are we going to be studying this year? Well, there's a few different topics. We're going to look at economics. That's the study of money and the role that everyday people and the government play in how that money is spread around, how it's earned, and how it's spent. That includes things like using taxes to take money away from the people, give it to the government, who then gives it back to the people. What? Well, this is because we found that in some cases the government can do it better than individuals. For example, imagine if we all had to hire our own police force and one of your neighbors decided not to pay for that service because they knew if you paid for it, then their house would also be protected by the regular patrols. Or how would we maintain our roads and highways if we left it up to individuals to take care of a section? Now, that's not to say the government always knows best or does the best job at spending our money. That's what we're going to look at. How and when should the government be in charge? After looking at economics, we're going to look at how you decide to spend your money on things. This is known as consumerism. We live in a society that encourages you to spend your money. Just look at all the advertisements all around you on TV, billboards when you're driving, in your social media pages. Are you aware of the techniques they're using to manipulate you? Think about something you bought that you regretted later. Why did you buy it? Did they promise you something that didn't happen? Did they tell you that everyone else already had one? Or did you believe that if you didn't buy one now, you were going to miss out on a great deal? Pay attention to the pressure put on you to consume things. Our consumption of goods also has a cost beyond the money we spend. How is it impacting the environment? Have people been hurt or exploited in order to make your product? What is the real cost of our consumer society? Another unit will be government. Oh, so boring. No, it's not really. Oh, okay, maybe it is sometimes. But this is important because you live in a democracy. That means if there is something you don't like, you can change it. Several years ago, the government of Alberta passed a law saying that all government workers could not smoke in their offices. Well, except for the elected officials could. So many people spoke out on how unfair this law was that within a week the law was changed. You can make the government change things, but it takes an intelligent approach. You can't just say, I hate this, this is dumb. How often does that approach work with your parents or teachers? But you can do some research, know the right people to approach, find other people who agree with you, and then you can make an impact. If you understand how government works, you have power. The last unit is about justice. Justice is being fair or treating people right, justly. We're going to look at how to make our society safer by figuring out how to deal with crime and criminals. Should we give all criminals very serious punishments in order to prevent crime? Or is it more important to try and rehabilitate the criminal to make that person a better citizen who doesn't want to commit crime? That's the question that is trying to be addressed by the Youth Criminal Justice Act. Your parents probably know it as the Young Offenders Act. But that's only part of the Justice Unit. We're also going to look at how groups in Canada have been treated in the past and today. Was it just to discriminate against French Canadians in the past, or to put First Nations children into residential schools? If not, then how do we fix it today? Another issue facing our country is how we treat new immigrants coming into our country, and what impact does the accommodation of so many new cultures have on Canadian society that wants to be just? As you can see, there are a lot of issues we're going to be talking about and a lot of different opinions will be shared. We won't have the same opinion, and that's great. That's what living in a democracy is all about. A democratic society can be a bit messy at times because we all have the right to express ourselves. But I want to hear those different opinions so I can have a better understanding on what other people think and believe. That then makes me smarter and a better citizen. So watch the class videos. Do research to better understand these ideas. Talk about them with your family and friends so that you can come to class ready to teach me.